Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Give me just one sec. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear. Can you guys drop some sevens in the chat if you guys can hear me okay? And also, let me turn down the music. There we are. All right. Now that I turned down the music as well, can you guys hear me okay? Drop some sevens in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Loud and clear. I've turned up my mic up all the way, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If you guys don't, just let me know in the chat. All right. But let's go ahead and get started. I'll get into this here in a second. I do see Dow shorting off though from this imbalance. I was looking at potential rejection out of this area and seeing if we get that reaction from there. Given that DXY started accumulating, we can get a nice pullback here after we took out that low. But I'm going to personally be staying out. I was in this trade actually. One second. I was in this trade earlier on the longs, and you know, I saw this 5-minute imbalance. So my entry was like somewhere around here. Somewhere in here. And you guys see this 5-minute imbalance, of course. I put my stop loss right below that low. And I just wanted to show you guys that because, you know, not always does my strategy like play out to the T. And these type of things happen to me a lot. Is because I have a tight stop because of my rule of the imbalances, insufficiencies. This one came right back. But as you guys can see, it was like a straight liquidity buildup overall. So I won't be surprised if we start coming down, taking out all this liquidity. But overall, Dow just been playing with me this week. I have a story for you guys, actually. It's quite interesting. So hopefully you guys are ready for a story. So I'm going to open up with this because I feel like it's psychology. And honestly, touching up on psychology is always good. So, and honestly, if you guys can relate, drop it in the comments. Drop your story if you want. So check this out. Back in February, I suffered slippage and I lost almost 300K in funded equity. Okay. It was over one trade too. So one trade gave me slippage and I had all my accounts connected and I lost all of them. Okay. So I went without trading income for about a month and a half or two. Actually, 2 months. Okay, and I did this new challenge and I transitioned over to the futures market. It's what you guys see me trading live on TradingView. So you guys see me live executing on. Okay. Like I said, I really like these shorts towards these lows personally. I'm not going to take anything because I already got stopped out today. And honestly, like, you guys will understand after this story. Okay, so I've been working with Top Step prop firm for now going on my second quarter, finishing up my second quarter. I've been with them since February. I've been doing these future markets because I lost all my equity. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to try something new, like that I haven't tried before, that I've been wanting to try. All right. So I went with my Top Step, right? And I got funded with them 150K. And since then, I've wanted to reach my 300K equity, back to my 300K equity. And so shortly after I passed, I went in on another challenge. Okay, because you can use copy traders even on futures market. And so I go in on another account, trading, and all of a sudden, like 3 months later, it's still active. Like the challenge is still active. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. And so I haven't on my personal account, I've been doing really well. I don't use the copy trader during a challenge for personal reasons, just because I don't like trading my person. It's just a lot of pressure. I don't like doing it anymore. So I'm either trading one or the other. Okay. And so on the challenge account this week, I had a really good fucking trade. Okay. Really good trade. And for those of you who don't know, most of you are with prop firms or margin trading, but with Top Step, you have an overall drawdown. Like a max drawdown with my Forex funds is 12%. A max drawdown with Top Step, I believe it's 4 or 3%. That's it. Like, you don't get more drawdown. Your max daily drawdown is 2%. Okay, so the requirements are very, very tight. So that's why, for those of you wondering why it's taking me fucking 3 months to pass it, is because I risk 0.3 per trade. Okay, and so, which ends up being like around $500, right? And so my point being, as I'm doing this challenge this week, I hit a banger of a trade. Okay, it was, I believe, some Nas longs or shorts. I'm not sure. We'll go over it together. Either way, it was some Nas longs. Okay, it was some Nas longs for sure. Okay, and so, anyways, I was trading, and I caught that banger of a trade, and then all of a sudden, from a $9,000 goal, get this, from a $9,000 goal, I hit a good trade, and I make 2.5, 3%, 3%, yeah, 3%, and from that 3%, from that 3%, I end up $50. Okay, from a $9,000 goal, I end up less than $50 away from the mark, from my from passing the challenge. Okay, $50 out of a $9,000 goal. $50 is all I needed. Okay, I mean, I didn't even know that I only needed $50. I would have held a trade more full volume or something. Either way, as I'm trading this, 1 second, I want to see how this trade's going. Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. It's looking pretty nice. Okay. Anyways, as I notice that I'm only $50 away, I get really excited because I've been on this fucking challenge for 3 months, and I personally don't like being in challenges. I'll be very blunt and upfront with you guys. I don't like being in challenges. I think it's fucking stressful. And the thing, there's a mental pressure behind there. So some people, it's really easy. It doesn't bother them. For me, it's like, I want to be out of it already. You know what I mean? I'm like in such an urge to get out of it. And so one of the urges that I fought was, looking at this fucking $50 trade and seeing, okay, look, I only need $50. So if I already like calculated, if I put 2 lots on NASDAQ and it moves this amount of ticks, like it was literally insignificant amount of ticks, like 1 or 2 ticks, right? And I put in a random ass trade yesterday. I threw my fucking whole plan away because I'm only $50 away. I threw my whole fucking plan away. I traded before 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and then NASDAQ just boom drops, and I bought it, and NASDAQ drops so hard right away, like -1%. It was so fast. It was yesterday. On NASDAQ, let's go to it. It was one of these drops right here. I don't remember where. It was this one, this guy right here. I was like, it's gonna go up. It's so far up. Like, I would never fucking take a trade this high up in the range for the day. And I took it like somewhere here or over here. And then this candle right here. This candle right here. That one, I ate almost all of it because I had I put in a buy and I was going to close it right away. So I had no stop loss. I ate like 80% of this fucking drawdown of this candle. And it immediately, boom, over 1% negative. I was like, fuck, man. I'm not going to even lie to you guys. I almost fucking cried because I was so like frustrated because I was just like, man, like, fuck this trade. You know what I mean? And I was really mad at myself. And I was just like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. This morning, I go into Dow, right? I go into Dow and I and I'm approaching Dow today, and I'm like looking for my plan. I'm doing everything that I always do. I'm looking for my plan. I'm trading, and then I realize it hits me right there and then. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing yesterday? Like, what was I doing? Like today, I found it so easy to find my trade, and it came to such ease. I'll show you guys right here. Here's the setup. Okay, we had this imbalance here, this bearish imbalance that came to sweep all of these liquidity and fill up this 1 hour imbalance over here to the left. It's not really visible here, but it's at a 1 hour imbalance to the left that we tapped into. Then we had this bearish imbalance into it. We traded above and closed over it. And so then you have this imbalance here and then this imbalance here. And so that blue box, this one, or let me turn it to a different color. That blue box was, that red box is the overlap of those two imbalances, okay? So I don't take the first tap into it. I take when we start accumulating out of it, because I just didn't think it was the best attractive trade. I waited for some liquidity to get taken out, and then I went into the market like over here, okay? Then we go to the 5 minute. Fast forward, we get an imbalance, and so that's why I put my stop loss right there below the low of the imbalance that was created. Okay, and then obviously the trade comes back and hits me at break even. Again, I'm super happy. I'm not hurt by this one at all or phased by it. I love the fact that I got hit out at break even. It followed my plan. Everything suited my plan. I was still able to secure partials up here too. So either way, like the trade was manageable. I did everything that I've been doing for the past fucking year. And then it hits me and I'm like, why in the hell did I throw everything away over $50? Think about that. Why throw everything away over a certain amount of percentage or a certain dollar value? I threw everything away. I fucking went in on a dumbass trade yesterday just to catch $50, and it went against me so hard that it taught me that huge realization. It's just like, bro, like, excuse me, like that's just not the way to trade. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do that. I don't do that. I don't trade like that. And so why is it that this one time, I get exposed to a $50 almost, I'm away from a $50 win, and I let $50 get in the way of such a great opportunity and throwing all of my fucking plan away. So, lesson was learned yesterday. I wanted to share that with you guys because, again, it's like social media kind of seems like people are fucking killing it all the time. And just know, like, yeah, you can be killing it, but still taking hits. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a really good week, really good day, really good month, but just know that everyone in this industry goes through something similar like that. And if you haven't yet, you probably will. It's just like human, I don't know what it is, man. I can't tell you that it's human nature to put ourselves in situations like that, because I know people that avoid situations like that at all costs. They're called, these individuals are normal individuals that don't like to trade and choose a safety, like a safe net, right? Yeah, of course these individuals avoid risk at all costs, but I can tell you that from a risk-taking standpoint, it wasn't risk-taking yesterday. It was straight up gambling, right? And so all I would tell you guys is just don't over-signify or under-signify anything. Just because you're $50 away doesn't mean you need to under-signify the trade. Under-signify the value behind the $50, because it's not just $50, it's one more trade, right? It's one more trade. So, oh yeah, bro, I'll get that. I'll be back at 300K in no time. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Yeah. So this morning I traded my personal account. I traded the account that I already have, the 150K with Top Step, and I traded that account, and I was, I did really well. Like, again, I showed you guys my trade, and it was, again, following my plan. But anyways, yeah, well, for sure run this up. So Matt said that's the worst. Similar thing happened to my funded account this week. Was $1 short from a target phase. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Now I'm like a little over 1% away from passing. Still very much there. I'm gonna take it really, really slow. Juan said, same thing happened to me last challenge. I was $5 away from the goal. That's fucking crazy. Jared said, I felt this. Eder, I hope I saying your name correctly. You traded outside of your trading hours. Yeah. Again, like, it just, I undervalued the $50, right? I undervalued it. And so therefore I was careless. I was careless yesterday when I approached the market, because I was like, $50. I can risk $50 and get a 1-1. It wasn't that, It really was careless trading and nothing else. You know what I mean? Because I undervalued the $50. So some people may over signify 1%. Other people may over signify $50. But there are people too that under signify things and therefore, get blindsided by them. You know what I mean? It's like when you're unprepared. It's like when you have a plan and then the plan doesn't go according to plan, but you didn't plan for the plan not going according to plan. I kind of threw that away. It was, even though I've implemented that throughout my whole trading career. It's crazy, right? Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys because, again, it's like transparency, man. Transparency. I'm trying to build a community of transparency. I don't want to see, I don't want to see on my Twitter continue seeing like a bunch of people just fucking killing it every single day. Like, I love that and everything, but everyone on social media looks like they're fucking killing it, man. Everyone looks like they're killing it, but all they post is charts, right? All they post is charts and winning trades. And honestly, guys, if you guys ever go through something like that, share it with me. If you ever go with, having a hard time trading, just share. Like, I think sometimes most people, to get over a situation, they don't need help. They just need to be heard, right? It's like sometimes all you need to do is be an ear for somebody. And so, I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think keeping it transparent is going to be the key to building a organic community, like organically growing the community, because then you guys know that this guy just got clapped, or this guy got stopped out, or this guy's trading, way, like he's trading this much, or he's trading that much, or whatever, But I don't want to be portrayed as something I'm not. And so I'm going to keep it very transparent with you guys. That shit happened to me yesterday. So anyways, let's dive right into the week's price action. Matt said, you'll get that account, bro. Stay on that grind, dog. You got it. For sure, bro. I appreciate the encouragement. 100%. All right, guys. Let's dive right into it. Excuse me. Okay, cool. Monthly. The monthly is about to close, guys. 3 more trading days. That's it. Wait, 3 more days? I don't even think that's 3 more days because Monday's 31st. So we got 1 more trading day for the month. Will it close bullish on Monday? Right? I mean, I guess it's still bearish regardless, but will we respect this low and close above? If we do, like, I'm shooting for these highs. If we don't, I believe that we can remain within this same range and then continue dropping. Truly. But I'm more in the lines of I believe we can come see some highs, right? So that's not going to be the case until we come and trade and close above this bearish imbalance. Once I really start seeing like some bullishness trading through here and not just respecting it, I'm really going to be bullish, okay? But let's go over the week. Okay, this week opened up with some nice, where is it? Bullish price action right here on Monday. Okay, I really loved how FOMC day came back from Monday's low. I mean, Wednesday, yeah, came back from Monday's low and then ran up higher. And then check this out. So let's go back to Monday. Okay, Monday, this is my thought process for Monday. Okay, Monday gave us an immediate rebalance here. See how price action came back, left no imbalance, covered that completely, and then continued to go up the upside. Right away, I'm looking at this range, and I'm like, okay, if I'm looking at this whole range, right? If I'm looking at this whole range, 50% and above is here. Now, if I'm looking at the daily range, let's look at a daily range now. That's the weekly range. Now, this is the daily range. 50% and above is right at that gap. So that was my first thought process is, okay, let's get back into that gap and see what happens there. We also have this imbalance that we can accumulate from to go to that gap. That was my initial thought process this week. Then this happened, I believe the very next day. We tap into that on Tuesday. We have the slightest of rejections. And then I believe it was Wednesday, FOMC, that we came back from Monday's low. Okay. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, we're going towards that imbalance. And then if we get this imbalance, I'm looking for accumulation. Okay. We get that imbalance, but not only that, I want to point out the fact that there's this just very minor gap right here. Look, the high of that gap is 101,594, and then the low of this candle came in at 100,550. So we definitely came below that. Tapped right into it. Oh, nice little overlap. I didn't notice this one until now. Very clean again. We popped up super strong yesterday, which was surprising. I believe that there was some news yesterday at 8:30 a.m. and this thing just popped off. So if anybody was in shorts yesterday, like, you guys killed it. Whoever was in shorts yesterday, you guys killed it. All right? Cuz yeah, Nasdaq dumped, Dow dumped, S&P dumped, and I'm over here trying to catch a long for $50. Jeez. Anyways, we'll go to I think this was my favorite trade of the month. I'm gonna go over this trade because I thought it was fucking beautiful. Even though Nasdaq has been in a consolidation phase almost, I really just love the setup that it provided. So I'm gonna go over that with you guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab some water. So I got distracted with the with the dogs. But okay, let's do this. So kind of rewinding this whole thing. I know a lot of people don't like rewinds or are against all that stuff, but we're still gonna rewind it. Yeah, so Monday was the first setup I took, and it was on NASDAQ. And so basically, I'm looking at this whole range. I'm looking, you know, here. 1 second, I'll show you guys. I'm looking at this whole weekly range, and I'm looking at 50%, okay? My eyes go to 50%. Then I'm looking at the whole daily range, and personally, I was looking at it more like this on a daily perspective, even though this more looks like liquidity, and I couldn't agree more. It does, but if you look to the right, you can see that the weekly time frame, and the weekly did create higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is our previous higher low. So in terms of structure, this is it. So 50% and below, you guys can see we come right below it, right there. Boom, take out internal liquidity. Okay, so I'm personally looking for longs. Now, where am I longing to? Of course, we see all this bearishness. There's this manipulation and inverted imbalance there. And you have this opening of the imbalance here. Okay. So all these things that point out that we could go long from here. And so on the 4 hour, you can see here the 4 hour swept that previous 4 hour, that previous daily low. And again, notice like that I'm looking for liquidity sweeps on every single time frame, right? Like we went and found our range, and then on the daily, I was looking for internal liquidity sweep, right? Then on the 4 hour, you can see that the 4 hour, what was the 4 hour low that swept that liquidity, which is right here. Okay, then you go to the 1 hour, and I'm looking at that low that swept liquidity. That's the low that gets my most attention, right? And so I was shooting these accumulations, and I tried it twice, I believe. I was with you guys too, if you guys were on the Monday stream. Okay, and initial accumulation I tried was somewhere up here, okay? And then we got the original area that I wanted all day that day, okay? And so once we got in there, I tried another long in here, somewhere in here, and it took me out. Oh no, it was this one right here. That push up, we come down, takes me out right away, and I'm like, all right, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm not gonna keep going. I'm gonna leave price action. And unfortunately, my broker does not allow me to hold trades overnight. So here, let me fast forward on the hourly, and it wasn't until the next day that we really started popping off, and I was like, dang, super close. The next day I was looking for longs, but I was looking in here in this imbalance right here, and it just kept going. It just kept going, and it hit TP, and it was beautiful price action. It was on the 15-minute, created this higher high. We had all of this right here. Okay, we had all of this right here. So first, gotta acknowledge this push up, right? That broke out of this area, this bullish imbalance and this bullish imbalance. There's two that really got my attention. That one right there. Okay. And you can kind of see that 15-minute imbalance. That imbalance also lines up with this 15-minute imbalance. So really, it was a combination of both and the 5-minute. The 5-minute imbalance. And so these are now, that imbalance right here becomes an overlap for me. Then you have that 10 a.m. window. We come in here, boom, explode, and just kept going to that high. Beautiful price action again. I believe on this same day I played S&P, so we're gonna go to that. Yeah, 26. It was Monday, that long. Then Tuesday, yeah, it was over here. It was FOMC. So then for FOMC, guys, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Go back. Don't take it from me. Okay? Go back and back test every single FOMC morning. And tell me how many times you catch a 1 to 5 and you can see a clear fucking 1 to 5 that's, I mean, undeniable trade, right? Show me. I'd love for someone to show me. Okay? Give me 1 second. My speakers do this thing where they disconnect. I don't know why when the volume's like really low. And they'll stop playing music. At least for me, it'll stop playing music. I don't know if it works for you guys though, but I can't be without lo-fi. I just like I love to have it in the background. Okay, so now what I'm looking at over here for S&P, we're gonna do a full little breakdown on it. Right there. So what I'm looking at for S&P is this double top. Okay, I'm looking at two things. One, this is my range. 50% or below. Okay, now notice this. I went back and revised this because 50% and below doesn't have to be the immediate low that holds all price action. It can be any liquidity that we take. So that is internal liquidity right there. And that is an internal liquidity sweep. Regardless how you slice it, that's an internal liquidity sweep because it happened 50% and below. And you can see these equal highs here. Okay. Now, for those of you who study ICT, you may know the teaching that I'm going to show you today. I don't know how to say it, the name that ICT has, because it's fucking complicated, but I will show you guys something that I learned recently that I finally got to apply today or yesterday. And I applied it today too. But here, I'll show you guys. So obviously the 4 hour was super bullish. Everything was holding like its line until 2 p.m. And so around 2 p.m. We had FOMC, right? FOMC morning was ass. I mean, it did set up right here, I guess. It set the whole bias of the day. Like it was clear where it was going after, you know, the morning session. And so after that, you guys can see here on the 1 hour, we have this imbalance. Okay. So we trade down to that imbalance, and I'll show you guys here. This was that 2 p.m. news release. So FOMC has 2 news release, the 2 p.m. one and the 2:30 one. Okay, and you guys can see this 2 p.m. one right there. All right. And so when news were released, did I back too much? Let's see. No, right? 1 second. I can't find the trade anymore. I forgot where it was. Was it this day? Or am I tripping? This isn't FOM. Oh, this is Tuesday. There it is. Okay, that's why. I was like, this does not look right. Okay, this is Tuesday. Nah, I didn't take the trade Tuesday. After that, it dumped. I'm pretty sure we just left those equal highs because that's what I aimed for at FOMC. So we're going to fast forward to FOMC. Boom, 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 boom. There's the morning session. Get a nice retracement. And what I was looking at on this retracement, all I'm looking at is for support. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high. I'm looking for a valid support area. And 50% or below was that internal liquidity and this guy right there, that gap really got my attention. So from this low to that high, that was the 4 hour range in terms of structure and liquidity. This low took out that liquidity, that high took out that liquidity. So I'm looking at that range, and you guys can see I think it was Yeah, it was the open that kind of trades to it and uses it as like support. Oh, there it is. That's the news. Never mind, I went too far. Okay, then we have news. Okay, and so news get hit, and this is the 2 p.m. news release for FOMC. Boom. Okay, it creates this fucking like liquidity sweep candle. But what I really enjoyed from it, it was this. This all makes more sense now. It's a lot more clear. It's the previous daily low. Okay, and since I'm bullish, again, I'm looking for accumulation. And so what I did is I grabbed that. I grabbed that. Excuse me. I grabbed that wick right there. You guys see that wick? The last wick that came down into my level of support. I measured it. Because there's nothing else. There's no gaps. There's no imbalances. There's nothing. Nothing that will support price action. I thought it was going to take this low until I measured this low. This low, this wick. Only the wick. Okay? And we'll just kind of let it play out. Closer to 230. So 230 is about to happen here in a little bit. There it is. 230. Okay? 230 hits, or about to be 230 here, right here. You guys will know. We hit that area, the 50%, which is consequent encouragement, something like that. Is that you guys can correct me and type it out, because I honestly don't know how to say it. I think I'm not from the United States. English is not my first language, so you guys can make fun of me all you want. But I can't say that. Consequent encouragement, something like that. It's a tongue twister for sure. I don't know where he comes up with these things. But here it is, okay? And all I'm looking for is this bearish. Now I'm looking at this imbalance, and I'm clearly seeing bearish price action, okay? What are we seeing? Bearish price delivery because of the insufficiencies. So I don't need to break a structure. All I need is to trade above these imbalances, trade through them, and close above for me to be bullish. So the following was taken like this. Out of that balanced price action, because a drop down, right? That's balance. That's an imbalance to the downside, but an immediate candle that takes over is balanced price action. So because price action is technically balanced right there, okay, I'm looking right there for an entry. And then, of course, aiming for that double top overall. Comes into the area right there and just pops off. Actually, it takes its time. It gave a re-entry right there. And then, yeah, I mean, it gave 2 re-entries afterwards. I just didn't take any of the re-entries. But that was the trade that we took on. And we took this live. I shared this whole idea live on Abundant Capital stream yesterday as well. I mean, not during FOMC. So, yeah, that trade was nasty. Again, my favorite trade. I haven't had this high of a risk to reward. So now look at this. It's a 1 to 10, and I risked 0.3%. So I gained 3% out of this trade. All right, banger of a trade. Some people may think at 3% and be like, "Oh, that's too little." But I'm telling you right now, once you have 300 over, like I feel like 6 figures or over, then you start looking at these percentages, and then all of a sudden they're not so fucking small, right? Because I believe a 5-figure mentality will look at 3% and say that's not enough. A 6-7-figure mentality will look at 3% and say, okay, that's enough, right? And so you got to switch your mentality. If you think 3% is too little, you probably never traded with a 6-figure account or had a 6-figure trading plan, all right? And so I'm telling you guys right now, 3% is big, okay? You have, let's say like you have 300K, right? Or even just 200K. 200K, that's 6,000. With your 80-20 split, you're looking at about like 5K. A 5K payout on one trade. All right. So, and then this trade took place. I mean, how long was I in it? I was in it from here 2:30, right? From 2:30 to 11 minutes. I was in it 11 minutes, 12 minutes was how long the trade was. Again, it's just about waiting for the setup. Anyways, that's the trade that put me $50 away from passing. That's the trade. That's the one. Yeah, anyways. That's I'm going to break down today's trade, and unless you guys have any questions, comments, or any assets that you would like me to review, that would probably be it for me today. Sorry about that. Okay. These stretches, man, in the morning, they're life. All right, so let me show you guys the trade that I took. So now I'll show you guys. So once you guys got to understand, like, my weekly objectives this week all got smacked. All my weekly objectives on Dow, I had this. I was looking for that over there. I've been sharing this for a really long time. I've been looking for this high for a minute. And so we finally achieved that this week. That was my weekly objective and monthly objective for July. And so honestly, once that happens, I really, one or two things. I'm either done trading for the week, or I take it, my daily bias has to be fucking clear, because I no longer have the weekly supporting my bias. 1 second. Sorry, my dogs are driving me nuts. They're in they're in my office, and yeah, they're just too much. Anyways, so once that happens, like, the daily objective has to look really, really attractive for me to trade. And so Dow looked really fucking attractive to me once today happened. So we came down, we took out Monday's low. So now let's look at Monday's low. Monday's low came in at, oh, that's Friday's low. Let's go look at Monday's low. Okay, Monday's low came in at 35,351. And FOMC low, or yesterday's low, came in at 35,346. Yeah. We came down 346 and 351 on this one. 351 was the low on Monday, and then 35,346 was yesterday, which again was really attractive to me, seeing the low of the week being created on Thursday. The high and low of the week were both created yesterday, which is really, really gnarly, especially because there wasn't much news yesterday. There was some, but the drop didn't start at that moment. Anyways, so I'm looking at the 4 hour, and I love the fact that we already came down and mitigated out of this daily gap. Okay, I really love that. And then I'm not really picky about Asian lows. Like, they don't have to absolutely be taken out, as long as we're walking price action with support. So then you go to the 1 hour, and I'm looking at this way that we tapped into this imbalance right here. And if we respected that imbalance after the hourly close by 10 a.m., I was going to go long. So that's where the long idea came from. From there, we'll go to the 15-minute. You guys can kind of see what I waited for. This is that 10 a.m. right here, that push up. I didn't have any of that yet. What I was seeing is this, the hourly kind of accumulating, and then potentially, okay, what I believe could have taken place was we'd come this low. So once I have my areas marked out, and then areas where I could potentially get accumulation, only then will I go into the lower time frames. Okay, only then. And so now, and then let's measure this wick. We're at 50% right there. Okay. 5 minute didn't look too attractive. The 5 minute did break this kind of counter trend, but it was just really ugly. And again, I was looking at 50% of this, but then I went into the 1 minute and I was like, you know what? I gotta stop using this like new strategy that I not 100% familiar with, and then just start using my imbalances again. What's been working for me? So we had this imbalance here, bearish imbalance, overcame with bullish price action. Now I'm bullish again. Now really what I was looking at is this whole area, and then potentially we could pop down. But it wasn't until we saw this accumulation here that I was like, you know what? I believe that we're going to continue going bullish. And so, yeah, once we tapped back into this box right here, okay, put my stop loss below the low of the imbalance, okay? And I was aiming for 50% and that high. Because out of all of them, that was the weakest one. Right, so give me 1 second. Yeah, out of all of them, that was the weakest one. So that's what really gave me that bias. Okay, that's how that trade looked. I'm in at that point. Trade's looking kind of sketchy. And then it just did it. I took partials right here. My first partial. Price action. That was 50% of the wick. Remember that. 50% consequent encouragement. And then I go break even because of that 5-minute stop. I mean, that 5 minute, right? And then the freaking candle, the next candle was just ridiculous. Like, dang, it came right back to my entry. Right after I broke even. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I ended my day. I mean, my week. Having 2 accounts, I've been trading a little bit more than usual, but never over leveraging or pushing my accounts past their plan. But yeah, no, this week I traded a little bit more. Again, just because I was really close to that challenge, and it did me dirty. So I'm going to go back to trading 3 days, 2-3 days out of the week, and waiting for absolutely everything to line up, even if I'm 1% away. Like, I'm just going to wait for everything. So, anyways, I went to break even on this one a little too fast. It's okay. It pulled back. The trade was solid regardless. I was able to secure some profits. It's not the end of the world. It was an amazing, amazing week so far, though. And, yeah, guys, I just want to say thank you guys for being here, being here on this fine Friday. If you guys... Does Top Step help with no, they don't. They don't allow combining like stacking accounts. No, but they have a scale up program, which because I emailed them for the same thing. Can I combine my 2 accounts? And they said no. But they do have a scale up program, and it only comes with consistency. So once you're consistently withdrawing for like 3 months, they add more equity to your account. But yeah, they're pretty good about it too. I personally, okay, look, I'll tell you guys this. The main reason I went to futures was one, because most of the futures traders that I know, I mean, most of the biggest traders that I know, like I'm telling you guys, big, they're trade futures. And the second reason, spread. I fucking hate spread. I hate dealing with spread. That shit's annoying. I don't want to deal with it anymore. And the other reason is because I want to make my trading more smooth, like easier. And so if I can do it all in one platform, trade on one platform, do my analysis on the same platform, and then have the same price action for both my entry and analysis, that shit's key right there. Like, it's not the only thing that you can do. There's obviously a lot of successful traders out there that do it without, but it's kind of what really won me over. And then I went through the prop firm and I'm like, oh, no limit on trading days. That won me over. But here's my 100% honest review on Top Step so far. Okay. You have to reach 5 days of profitability between your withdrawals. That shit's a pain in the ass sometimes, especially because there's weeks. There could go like 3 weeks where I only win 2-3 trades through 2-3 days, right? Because I'm not trading every fucking day. And so that has an effect for sure, 100%. I've gone like I think almost 3 weeks without a payout one time, and that was kind of a pain in the ass because I'm used to bi-weekly. Um, Spreads are beautiful. Like I remember once, I shit you guys not. I shit you not. This one time, I got an entry like right here. Like let's say like I was buying, I got it right there, like at the bottom. I even have a screenshot of it. Obviously, I'm not gonna fucking pull it up right now, but I got this like bottom of the fucking wick, and it was just so fucking beautiful. I was like, I would never. It was one of my fucking first trades with Top Step too. I was like, I fell in love. I fell in love with that stuff. And again, seeing price action with gaps, seeing price action, not having to worry about the difference between my broker and that broker, all that's beautiful. Trading futures also, me personally, I can tell you, the price action is premium. Like this is premium price action. The gaps, a lot of people, but the gaps and all this stuff, the gaps is what you need. These gaps, they're not like senseless. Like all of these things that you guys see on the left, they're not senseless. Like these gaps fucking work, and they play out, right? They play out. I mean, on Dow, you guys can see it a lot too, right here. I marked this out on June. What was it? June's contract? Yeah, I marked that out on June's contract, and it played to the fucking T. Yeah, there's no coincidence there. There's no fucking coincidence there. Zero. So, anyways, that's how I feel about it. All right, guys. Honest review on Top Step, though. If you're going to go with the prop firm, go with one that's a less of a pain in the ass than Top Step. I'd honestly tell you guys, just because I'm already trading futures, I'm going to stick with it. But let's say tomorrow I were to lose, fucking Lord forbid, but let's say I were to lose all my fucking accounts again, I'd probably go back to margin trading. Yeah. I'd probably definitely go back. Because, again, there's no trading limits on prop firms. And honestly, my Forex funds was the fucking game changer for me. Game changer. I was on their VIP program. You could withdraw on the spot. Like, you don't have to wait, which was fucking insane. So, anyways, guys, there's a lot of things that you can do, honestly. There's a lot of things that you can do, but I would tell you guys this. If you guys want futures, just know that the futures industry or markets are not as supported as margin trading is. Margin trading is way more supported in terms of funding, in terms of help and resources, in terms of courses, in terms of trading it, questions, accessibilities. To me personally, margin, not only because I've been in this field, in the margin field for a long time, but even being in the futures market, there's not a lot of futures traders out there. It's not that common as it is margin trading, and so of course margin trading is going to get the most attention all the time, right? So just giving you guys that heads up, in case you guys ever consider Top Step. There's a couple of things that I'm kind of concerned about that I wouldn't mind switching to margin, but it's nothing that you can't deal with. All I can tell you guys is if you are someone that is used to hitting a 1% drawdown on one day, like if that's like your regular parameter, your average loss is 1%, Top Step's not for you. Because you only get 2 of those before you blow it in one day. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you have a bad day and you lose 2% one day, you're done. You lost the account. Let's say you go on a losing streak and you lose 4 trades in a row and you're risking 1%. You're done. The account's gone. It's just how it is. How it is. They have really tight parameters. That's probably the only thing I really don't like about them. And you can't hold trades. Fuck, man. I can't tell you guys how many times I've wanted to hold a trade, but I can't. So, anyways, that's my little rant and my review on Top Step. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. I saw 15 people at the beginning of the call. I still see 15 strong. So shout out to all of you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Have fun. Don't be glued to the fucking charts. Have some freedom, have some fun, enjoy life, and yeah, guys, let's just keep running it up. I mean, you guys already know we're gonna keep growing. These experiences that I'm gonna keep sharing with you guys, and I welcome your guys' experiences as well. If you guys have any experience that you want to share, bring it along, because honestly, we all could learn from each other a little more. Really could. Honestly, put an ego aside. We could all learn from each other a little more. Okay, I learn from my students all the time. I have breakthroughs through our calls. So, again, guys, never ever get too big for the little things or too little for the big things. All right. So, take care. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your weekend. And yeah, guys, clap easy.